How is MAGA responding to Trump saying that the Epstein client list never existed? Well, see for yourself.
I'm a Trump supporter, and I'm going to tell you this right now. If this is the verdict, there's no Epstein client list. If we don't get accountability for the thousands of victims that were abused, then I'm jumping ship. And all of you should as well.
This is all going in the trash. I do not support Trump anymore. He's a liar. He's a part of the deep state. I do not support Israel. I will not be supporting him anymore. He's part of the deep state.
The whole thing that this tape shows he didn't kill himself is like a joke. But worse than that, it's a joke that we all get. Like, they're not fooling anybody. So I feel like we're at a dangerous point now.
So now, by coming in and being part of the cover-up, the Trump administration has become part of it. I mean, it's just, you cannot see it any other way. So I just got to the office. I'm going to go throw up, actually. And this only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I mean, I'm physically going to puke probably right now. My mouth is watering right now. Because I have integrity.
So this message goes out to Donald Trump and his people. I've been asked before, what would it take for you to not support Donald Trump anymore? I always said, well, it'd take a lot. I've literally made thousands of videos on this app supporting you, sir. So if you're deciding that Epstein is the bridge that you're going to burn, I got the match, sir. You're telling me there's no list after you told me there was a list. You're telling me that you don't care about these victims. This is a promise you made to the American people, sir. Non-negotiable. You've always been in tune with your supporters. Always. 100% spot on. Not this time, sir. You missed this one.
I voted for Donald Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024. I am prepared to die on this hill. If Donald Trump is part of the Epstein list, and why he has decided to pretend like doesn't exist anymore, then the war that I've been waging on liberals, I plan to wage on Donald Trump if he cannot explain or make sense of this soon. It's pointing to that he is implicated.
So I voted for Trump, and this Epstein thing is just insane. But I think it's showing us one thing, and that's our country is unified for the first time in a long time. And I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, we all know this administration is guilty.
Happy Menace Monday. Last night I stayed up and I took a whole bunch of screenshots about the conversations going on over on X. I try not to go over there because it makes me feel sick, but I knew there had to be good stuff. And there was. I didn't even bother with Laura Loomer or Elon or anyone. We knew what they think. And we know that Elon just like 2 days ago said release the files. So we know he's having a big belly laugh right now. But Trump's people are freaking the F out. And I checked every account, hardcore MAGA, for a long time. And, you know, they really did have this thing that, you know, saving the kids and getting all the pedos, and that they were promised these were going to be released. You know, Bondi said, I have the files on my desk. There's hundreds of hours of videos we're watching. Like, they said all this stuff, and suddenly it was like, oh, yeah, there's nothing. And we can't release anything because there's nothing. I told you guys Trump was freaked out about that about 3 weeks ago, like it's under his skin, even though he plays it off. So here we are. And maybe they're afraid Elon was going to get too close or was going to keep harping on it. Anyway, so yeah, not good stuff is going on out here, right? We've got ICE to deal with, and there's ways I think we can work together to help ourselves feel better and feel empowered and work on fighting them. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. But then I also want you to remember, even when it looks really dark, you don't know that good isn't happening in the dark too. Just because you can't see through the fog doesn't mean when it clears, there won't be some good things there. So all this was happening in the dark. The fact that this happened is so good for us because it makes his people look like clowns, which we knew they were. But it makes them look like more clowns to their people. Like you'll see in the comments, they're pissed. and it makes them not trust his administration, right? And then, but he's always the one that appoints them. So at some point, and then, so they are going to start jockeying for positions around there, or they may get fired. You know, who knows? But the infighting is going to be wild. And in the meantime, this stuff hurts his following. And I know you think, no, it doesn't matter. They'll never go. And once again, I'm going to do a cognitive dissonance video and show you that it can be just the right piece that happens. And it doesn't matter how much time occurs. One piece can happen like this, and they can walk away. That can happen. It happens all the time. It happens here all the time in this video. So, on TikTok. So anyway, from here on out, I'm just going to show you tons and tons of those comments, because I thought it was better than just showing you like 4 or 5 when there was thousands and thousands and thousands. So here's just some of the ones I screenshotted, and enjoy.
You're saying that Pam Bondi said on camera, we have a client list.
On the White House lawn.
I've seen the client list.
Yes.
And then yesterday, she's saying there's no client list.
There's no client list. And there was no systematic blackmail. That actually might be the most preposterous line in the document.
The whole thing that this tape shows he didn't kill himself is like a joke. But worse than that, it's a joke that we all get. Like, they're not fooling anybody. So I feel like we're at a dangerous point now.
Yeah, I agree, because the lie is more the lie at this point is not even part of trying to convince any of this is true.
Yes.
The lie is a signal to everybody else involved in the scheme that to the ultimate ends, the United States government will go to protect all of you.
Yes.
And that's the for
Man,
what
is that smart.
purpose?
Can you say that again? Okay,
Yes.
so it's a signal.
The lie is not for you and me. The lie is for those implicated to say, no matter what, we will protect you. And then we have to start asking the question, why? As in, what is the purpose?
Okay, I told you to clap. You guys aren't listening. If any of you are satisfied, you can clap. Satisfied with the results of the Epstein investigation. Clap. Okay, I told you to clap. You guys aren't listening. I'm not going to grade you on a curve. So I was going to get to that. How many of you are not satisfied with the results of the investigation?
If Jeffrey Epstein didn't have a clients list, then explain to me how JP Morgan Chase paid out $290 million to the victims and millions more to the Virgin Islands. Banks don't shell out that kind of money without a paper trail. So who were they protecting? And then there's this. The Department of Justice swore under oath that they seized over 30 hard drives, dozens of photographs, CDs, and tapes from Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan apartment. Now, these were not vacation photos. No, this was material. This was people that were filmed and photographed with underage girls, children. This was blackmail material. Ghislaine Maxwell's rotting in prison right now. And they're telling us that there's no there there? Well, what is she in jail for? Right? Who was doing the perversion? Who were the people, these deviants? They know who they are. And do they just want us to believe that maybe it's just too sensitive? Maybe it's to protect? Maybe it's too dangerous? To protect who? Dangerous for who? Suddenly they want us to believe that Jeffrey Epstein was just a pervert with a mansion, right? Just a wealthy deviant. Now, I think this guy had deep ties to foreign governments, to intelligence agencies, and God knows what else. This is not going away. This is not being swept under the rug. This is a bipartisan issue for all Americans. They are protecting some very powerful people. But you know what? You and I would never get away with such things. We are held to a completely different standard. And those victims had names. And you better believe those predators have names too. And we all want them.